Hey guys, how's it going? Hello. All right, we are here to do a little birthday card for my uncle. And you guys probably remember him from a previous year. He loves bears. And so I'm doing him a bear card. It was close to, to sorry, to doing a fishing card because I got him a Bass Pro Shop hoodie, and it's got, you know, the fishing thing on there. And so he loves fishing and bears. Honestly, I don't think he ever really catches anything. He just sits there. So, and he's too much of an animal lover, really, to be a hunter. So I kind of imagine he just goes fishing to have a little bit of a alone time because he doesn't come home with fish. So I don't know. But anyway, he is turning 71. So this is his birthday card. The birthday is this week, and actually my aunt's birthday is today. A different aunt, but I'm not doing her card, so we're just gonna focus on him right now, and then I can be like ahead of the game, which will be completely nice. So we're gonna do a little bit of embossing. Tap, tap. Okay. Let me just stick this back in here. So how are y'all weathering this storm? I've been all over the place with it. My goodness. I tell you. We had maybe a few inches of snow, I guess. And now today it's just rain, but the worst is coming like tonight as the temperatures go down or whatever into tomorrow. And the next couple of days, it's just all ice. So, yeah, yay. But unfortunately, you know, or fortunately, whatever, I don't know, the rest of the country is like, or half the country anyway, is dealing with it with us. So we've got company. But, all right, I have to turn this on. I'm going to turn it on over to the side and warm it up. And then we got to emboss it. Hopefully it won't take too long. There we go. Okay, so embossing just helps because we're going to put a lot of ink over it. And I found if you don't, I can't color it right if I do it after and then, you know, because it dulls it or whatever. So I've got to emboss it to make it work out. And so today we're using the Lavinia Stamps Multifarious Smooth and Supreme cardstock. And I really want to order some more of this. I mean, this stuff is bomb. Like, it is awesome. I love it so much. It really does make a huge difference with the VersaFine Clear ink, like in blending and things. It just, I don't know, it like takes the ink better or something. So anyway, so I hope you guys are hanging on and doing well with the storm. So we're going to start off with some green oasis. And I've heard a lot of the country is already losing power and different things, so I'm not looking forward to joining that. I've tried. I'm so annoyed with myself, really. So I try to prepare for a lot of things, and I don't know. I've kind of realized my father's at the age now, I can no longer depend on this sort of sealed that, I guess. Depend on him to do things that he used to do, I guess. And that's hard. Like, it's just, my whole life I've been used to him taking care of, I don't know, things like weather things and that kind of stuff. And so, anyway, he, for the last probably 4 days, I've been doing things like, how do you guys prep for a storm? Like, do you do all the things? I don't know. Like, I have done the shopping and got the essentials and that kind of stuff, which I'm pretty well, prepped up on that kind of stuff. It's not like, but, the joke, the eggs, milk, bread thing, yeah. So you can go get some of that or whatever and batten down the hatches. And this is really pretty green. I really grooving on that green. I'm telling you. So pretty. I think he'll like this card. So I put up some things for the dogs too, because my father has also kind of promised to enclose the porch, and but we haven't been able to really find the like used doors to do it, the sliding glass doors. And a pair of sliding glass doors is now like $500 some at Walmart. So, I mean, not Walmart, Lowe's. So that's a bummer. So I feel like I can do it for much cheaper, because that's like $2,500, and I could use that in a lot better ways, I think. And the used ones are pretty nice. I mean, if you get some decent ones. And but anyway, he's promised me he would take care of that, but he really hasn't. He's been occupied with other things, I guess. And so that's kind of been a bummer. So now I've had to, we did get one set up, but we definitely need a lot more. And then one kind of piece of something on the end, which I'm going to take down after, but, and do a door there, but we'll see. But it works for now. But anyway, so I've had to put plastic, like contractor plastic or whatever, up all around the porch, which looks completely crazy, I know. And but I don't care as long as my doggies are warm, because it's like calling for craziness. And they've got their houses on the porch and blankies and all the stuff over it, and but I want to knock the wind off. And so I did that. He's been doing some of that too. I did the pop-up tent for the back dogs, and it's like a 10 by 10 tent, like kind of like I used to set up and do like craft shows, jewelry craft type things. And okay, so I'm gonna do this one. It's a little bent. Anyway, craft fairs or whatever around here and there. And so my boyfriend found me this tent actually at a Bristol race, and somebody just left it. And I know people just pack up and leave and don't care or whatever, and they just leave their blankets, their everything out in the field and whatever. And they park in like these fields. And anyway, so he brought that to me once as part of my birthday thing, and I loved it because it was the perfect time. And I was doing the jewelry shows and things like that. So we took it around and used it for years. And now we only use it like if we're having a barbecue or something like that in the summer and we need it to block off some heat or something. And so, let's see. No, I don't want to go down there. Yeah. Well, now I did, so I'm going to have to bring that side down there. But I do want to go up around here. Focus for a second. But anyway, so I put that up against the back porch, which it is enclosed and it's okay. But now my dogs are getting very old and like arthritis and all the things, and the cold doesn't help that. And it's heated on the porch or whatever, but if they go out and about, then it's not in the yard and stuff. So But anyway, I don't want them falling down the steps and them getting really icy because they're not big dogs for the ones in the back. And, okay, I'm going to stop there and do a darker one. Ugh, yuck. Now we're going to get, that was Paradise. And now we're going to go into Belle Blue. So, sorry, y'all. Gosh. I think it's the embossing powder. I haven't been coughing at all. But anyway. So, what's he doing? Let me check on the doggy. Copper is just out there standing in the rain. The neighbors are down at the garage again, and it drives him bonkers. He has to stand guard. So he's getting wet. I keep going out to dry him. And, yeah, it's just a lost cause, I guess, because he just won't stay up there in the dry. He's just like, la, 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 I'm going to go save the world. But, the neighbors shut their garage door, so I thought that would help, but he is a nosy little fella. But anyway, so back to the back dogs. So, put the tent thing up, and, but it's huge. Like, I didn't realize how big 10 by 10 was. I couldn't really remember just putting it up for the barbecues and stuff, you know. And, but it really covers a lot. So then I decided, I just set it up against the house, like the back door where the back porch is. So they have like their doggy door, they come out. So then they come out to, you know, a covered step area and on down part of the walk and some out in the yard and things like that. Now, it would be smart if they went to the bathroom out there where the clear spot is. But I did put a big tarp in the yard at first before this, like, main snow came to, you know, like, keep it down so that they could have a place to go to the bathroom, which saves me a little bit of shoveling and things. So, I'm just going to extend this green out a little bit more and give it a little bit more color. I think it'll go over that blue pretty well. Anyway, so that is working very, very nicely, except that Rambo was scared then to go to the bathroom because I guess it was a little bit dark because I lowered the tent, like, so you can set it up, I don't know, 10 foot high or whatever. But so I decided, well, to keep the snow out more, we would just do it, you know, about halfway or lower anyway. So I guess that blocked some of his light, and we've got like an outdoor light out back, you know, and so he would go to the door and look and then come back, go to the door and look, come back. I know he needed to go to the bathroom. Talked to him about it, whatever. So finally I picked it up, held the flashlight up, which can't be like fluorescent, whatever, because then he's afraid of that. But, so he went on, as soon as I did the light, that's what he needed. So he went on the bathroom. Maybe he's older and maybe his eyesight's going, I don't know. But, so then I had to go get a, I call it a night light, but like a lantern or whatever. And ever since I put the, just battery operated or whatever. So I set it out there. And ever since I put that like out there on the ground or whatever, and I just like tied it to the thing, then he's okay with that. He can see and he goes just fine. So I guess that's what he needed. And, but anyway, I've been preparing. I've charged the cameras. I've put batteries in all the other lights and, you know, our little other lanterns or whatever. Put those in every room, and the, because the news just keeps saying, like, this is like a storm of the century or something that we haven't seen in so long, and blah, blah, blah. And everybody's going to be without power for 1,000 years, and not really, but nobody's coming to help because it's, you know, everybody, normally like other states or southern states or something, they won't have snow like we do. So they will send their electric people or whatever, AEP, to come in to come and help. And you get power restored a little bit faster. So maybe you're just out a few days. And, but now where, you know, half the country is getting slammed with snow and ice and whatnot, and their own power, you know, is going out, then they're going to have to take care of their people first, I'm sure. So I'm trying to be extra, you know, whatever. But I've caught water up. I've got my de-icer ready, you know, not de-icer, but pet-friendly ice melt, that stuff. And, you know, I've got all the dog blankets washed up and extra blankets to change out when they, you know, do get wet or whatever. Charged phones and all the extra, like, charger things for the phones. And I got out the Buddy heater and the little cooking thing that take the little 1 pound, you know, bottles of propane. And I've pretty good shape on the cooking part because, like, I've got probably 20 of those bottles, so I'm fine. I put out hot hands in case the house would be cold and Dad would, you know, I want to keep him from, like, getting pneumonia. And let's see, I guess I kind of did it up here, so now I'm going to have to come on up here. I filled up both cars, you know, with gas. So what do you guys do to prepare? Like, name me some things in case I'm forgetting something. I don't know. What have I done? I ordered a Chewy order for the dogs to make sure it came. I've boiled eggs ahead to make sure Dad's got something to eat, and he could eat cornbread and whatever forever. So I made cornbread. I packed a little fridge. We have like a little fridge. I really got it for work, but it was too little to fit under my desk. I mean, too big to fit, too tall. And which now we can't even have that, so it doesn't even matter. I brought my other one home too. But we just use it for like extra water and drinks and stuff like that to kind of keep it out of the way and handy. But okay, let's see. Just going to do the edges of this blue just a little bit more. And this was the rainforest, by the way, that we went in with the darker green. So lighter green and a little bit darker green. Yeah, I like that dark look there. The dark night sky, the bears traveling out in the moonlit night. But anyway, I, you know, packed a little fridge with, like, I bought some bologna, which, ugh, gross. I can handle a nice fried bologna sandwich or something, but just, like, cold bologna, no. But anyway, but Dad likes it, so got him some of that, some pimento cheese and bread to make sandwiches in case the power goes off. And, you know, but like I said, I have that little propane cooking thing, so that's fine. Well, food is not really a concern. You know, put string cheese in there and some pepperoni and just little quick whatever things. But I asked him, like, starting about the 4-day mark, early before that, I don't know, maybe I should darken that too. Can we, you know, make sure you're going to take care of the propane, right? Like, I left money to take care of the propane and get at least the 100-gallon tank refilled. And yeah, I got it. He said, I'm doing it. And so another day went by. I'm like, did you do it? No, I'm going to do it though. And he wanted to run out what was still in the tank. And but I asked him to turn it on because I have like an allergy to it or something. I don't know if I'm allergic to it, whatever. I get like a sinus infection no matter if the power goes off. If we use gas, I get all messed up. But I mean, I would rather do that than freeze. So, you know, the lesser of two evils, I guess. Look how pretty that is. I like that. Okay, so now we are going to, I guess, I have this happy birthday cut, which I honestly, I know I feel like I had two, and I've already colored one, except now, there it is. I just kept layering and layering and layering, and now it's a little dark. Can you see it? So it's not a real color of anything. It's just a dark blob. But I could do that, or I could do the bright one, or I could do this one in green. But I've got to decide now because I just don't want to cut anymore, to be honest. These are extras that I had just laying over here. And so I'm too lazy to cut them out. And that's that. But I don't know. So I see one little spot right there. I don't know. But anyway, whatever. We'll just keep going and then I'll decide. So I've got this little layering thing, and then I'm using like a dark green card in the background. And, but first we have to splatter, of course, because I splatter everything, literally everything anymore. But anyway, so long story short, he never got the propane filled up, and he didn't bother to tell me that until I just kind of thought he genuinely would take care of it. That was the only thing. Like, I felt like I'd just done everything else. I washed up all the clothes and done the dishes and towels and things in case we didn't have power to do those things. Like, literally everything I could think of. And just gonna tear a little bit, so just mainly so I don't get his head. But that's okay. So the problem was he did not tell me until Friday, and I had to stay late at work or whatever a couple of times, and we had a bunch of people out, and we had some issues. What's new there? And then my boss needed to leave one day early, so I had to like cover for her, and so we did that. And then the next day a bus was late coming with the other kids, and so it was about 45 minutes or so late for that. But that just puts, like, I'm just gonna put a little white stuff on there. I'm gonna shake it. That just puts everything a little bit off. So then you gotta run to the bank and the post office and the store and the, you know, so it takes me a little bit to get home. And then as soon as I was getting home in the evenings, I was doing things like the porch thing, and then the you know, on Friday I did the tent thing, and plus I was going to do a second one for the front, and the doggies out there. My aunt brought her tent down because I only had the one, you know, and so I was out there going to put it up, and she was helping me or whatever, and so then her husband came to help us because we really weren't that good at getting it up. And okay, actually that's the uncle that this is for. And I'm gonna take that spot off too because it's a little dark. But anyway, so I still don't know. I just don't know on the color thing. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna also do some spritz. So anyway, I told him to go ahead and turn it on, like just make sure that the thing still works. We have a 100-gallon tank in the garage, an extra one, but my father, that's another story. I went out there. I'd not been out there in quite some time, and he piddles sometimes and this and that, but lately he's been throwing a lot of stuff in there, and it is just out of control. Like, it is messy beyond mess. And it's like a death trap. Like, I can't let him walk around in that and live, you know. So gonna have to clean that this spring. And he can't give me a little paper towel off here. Just take it off the main part of the bear there. Okay, I think that'll work. And so anyway, he tried to turn, it's like a gas wall heater. It's not like huge, but so we only use it once every couple of years, usually if the power is off or that kind of thing. So it used to be more until another company took over, and then they've cut a lot of trees, and we've had less trouble with the power going out, so that's good. But anyway, it does still, you know, go out, and then there's like this storm of the century thing, so I don't know. But and I just, y'all, I should have probably saved this for the Mental Health Monday cards because I'm just whining, I guess. But all I wanted him to do was just check the propane. But anyway, so he had been, it takes a long time because we don't use it very often to like prime up or whatever. You got to push and push and push on this thing. And I mean, it can take like 30 minutes, an hour to do it and keep clicking it until it like catches or does its thing, whatever you call it. I don't know the correct terminology apparently. But so he did that literally for 3 hours, and he never thought that the gas could be out. Like, it shouldn't take, I know it takes a while, but it should not take 3 hours. But that's what he did while I was at work. But he did not mention to me, sorry, I gotta move this down so I can actually get it on there right. So it might not be completely in frame. So, shoot, I should have put a little bit of tape right there. Oh well. Where did my card go? There it is. So, he didn't tell me until after the tent thing, it's already dark and everything is closed, that he can't get it to come on, but he didn't seem very bothered by it. And he's like, well, we might have to have a new one. I'm like, the storm is in the morning. What are you talking about? And luckily, it didn't quite start until a little bit later in the day. But, I mean, you don't wait till the last hour to do something. That's like, the heat is the main thing. Like, we can survive on snacks and food and whatever. We're fine with that. And, you know, like, the tent thing, like, if the dogs had to walk in the ice, okay, fine. But just stuff like that, like, it's not 100% necessary. Stuff I want to do, yes, but not 100% necessary. And, I mean, we have, like, gallons of jugs of water and things like that, so I wouldn't had to have kept, you know, called up extra water and all that, but you just do. I like to over-prepare, you know, for things. And, but he wasn't worried about it at all. So, okay, you know what? I don't mind it right there, actually. Strange. Putting it there was a little bit different. So Saturday morning, I still like that white though. I don't know. I guess we'll go with the dark. I just don't know. I really don't. I guess we'll just go with that. So, like I said, Saturday morning, and then, like, we had, by the time, while we were putting the tent out, my other uncle comes, and he rides up the road, so then he's out there talking to all of us, and, you know, there ends up being, like, let's see, 1, 2, there was 5 adults, okay, 5 capable adults, well, 4.5, out there doing stuff and just chatting and whatever, and we could have helped him get the 100-pound tank from all the way out of his garage, all the way out of the main yard, around the corner, and down to the other yard where the gas line is or whatever. But he didn't think that was necessary. But he was just like, and I'm trying to tell him, I know he's used to always doing things and taking care of things and, you know, over the years, just being able to do whatever, whenever, and make it work. And it's great that you have that capability, but he doesn't have the physical capability anymore. And so I don't want him out in the ice when the power's out to go see it and do it then, you know. So anyway, at that point, so then I went out Saturday morning on the storm day to go see if I can get some propane because, oh yeah, and that was the bigger part of the story. So when he checked the tank, we had a small 20-gallon tank, and from the barbecue or whatever. And so he hooked that up just to see. I said, well, go hook it up to see if, if it starts, then we'll know. And which, like I said, should have been taken care of. The main thing. But so he did that, and it called up real quick, like it turned on. So, which instantly, literally, it was on maybe 3 minutes before we turned it off, but it was already bothering my sinuses. Crazy. But, what can you do? So then we realize it is a propane issue. So he still doesn't want to go get the big tank, though, because he's already hooked this one up. He's like, it'll be okay, blah, blah, blah. But I don't want him to be out on, and I don't know how to hook it up. This is something I don't know how to do, so I can't do it for him, But I don't want him to be out on the ice and trying to get back down there on a walker or on whatever. And he'd already tried to take his chair, his riding chair, after he hooked it up, back up and just get up like a 1-inch, it's kind of like a little rock sidewalk thing. And he couldn't because it was too slick. So that tells you, like, it's going to be worse, and the snow had already fallen. Like, I wanted to do everything before it starts snowing, before we have to go out in the blazing cold and be wet. But we never do that. We have to go, whatever. I'm just very annoyed. And I've calmed down a lot, actually, now, but I'm still pretty annoyed. But more so at myself, because I shouldn't have left it up to him. I should have taken care of it. But I thought he could do the one thing there, but I don't know. So we have a place literally 4 minutes, 5 minutes away from us that will fill them up. Like, I just wanted him to call, have a guy come over, pick it up, take it over, fill it up, bring it back. Like, I'll pay the extra for that. It'll be okay. Like, we don't even need to do the truck, because one time he was trying to pump up the truck tires because he never drives it, and it goes down or whatever, and then it wouldn't start. The battery was dead because, again, he never starts it to drive it. He drives it like twice a year. And it's just so many things, y'all, so many things. And so anyway, Saturday morning, storm morning, I go out to try to find propane. I've called around a couple places. Everybody's out. I go to one kind of like a gas propane station, whatever. It's the main one near us, I guess. And he literally had just run out of propane. So I can't get it filled up. But he did have 2 of the 20-pound tanks left. So I really wanted both of them, but there was a guy behind me, and he wanted one too. And so, I don't want people to freeze, and be like greedy and take both. So I just bought the one, and but just things, just so many things. But everywhere is out, everywhere. And he's going to get a shipment in Monday, but where he's located, there's no way in heck I'm driving from here to there, which is only like 10, 12 minutes, but it's over across like a mountain. And no. So, anyway, I have that tank, and then so finally, in the, not middle of the night, but it was like 9, 10 o'clock, that's when my father decides to do things, right? So he decides then, maybe we should move the tank to all the way through the yard and all that. Still snow, still all this stuff. So we did. That's what we did. And hooked it up down there. And we didn't even actually, no, he did not hook it up. He still left the 20-pound already hooked up because it was already done. And we'll do the big one if we need it. But again, ice will be worse. All that will be worse. But I'm done stressing about it. I'm just done. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I don't know. But my goal is to keep him from getting pneumonia and getting sick, and he doesn't grasp that anymore. And the fact that across the country, nobody's, yes, we probably survived briefly on that, whatever, but it could be a lot longer just because, we're not in a big area or anything, and we're not high priority on anybody's list to get to as far as power restoration. So, yeah. But I'm going to take care of some things. I've decided as soon as this is over and we can dig our way out here, or ice our way out, whatever you call it, slip and slide out. That I've wanted a gas fireplace for a long time, so that's going to be a top priority. I I don't know. So I'm going to get a new small gas heater for the wall like we have. I'm going to go ahead and get a 100-pound extra tank, another tank, which will blow his mind, but I've told him I'm not talking to him about it. I'm not asking him. I will take care of it. I don't, he's like, well, you don't need to spend the money for that. Just get this one filled up, and that's great. But if he wants to get it filled up, he can. But I'm going to have a new tank, and that's the other thing. The reason that one happened to be empty, the one he had on there that he wanted to run out, he didn't know how much gas was in it because we didn't have a gauge. And I said, well, Dad, they make gauges, right? He's like, oh, yeah, yeah. Now, he's talked about this gauge thing, now that I remember, for a couple of years, maybe 3 years. And he just sort of wings it, And he said, they're like $30 at Lowe's. I said, and we couldn't have gotten one. Why? But anyway, so he just never believed, never dreamed that it would be out of gas. So I don't know if it has a problem, if it's leaked, if it's, I don't know what, but who knows. But I'm going to just, like I said, get an extra 100-gallon tank. I have the 20 now, so we can use that and get that refilled, plus we have the other 20. And then apparently we have the empty 100-gallon tank. And but I'm going to go ahead and contract with a gas company. And I didn't really need it because, like I said, I can't hardly use gas. So we literally only use it if the power's off. But this way I eliminate all that. I don't have to worry about it or stress about it or hook it up. It'll just be there and it'll be on. But I'm going to get a massive, massive tank. And something that I don't have to worry about nobody can like carry out of the yard. And because the prepper community, that freaks me out, because they're like, well, they'll, the gang, we don't have really gangs around here, but like they'll just come in your yard and steal whatever and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I want something that the suckers cannot carry out by any means. Not 2 guys, not 5 guys. So I want something big, and I want it in the yard, and I want it taken care of. So that'll be one thing down. I also, instead of changing dog water all the time and heating their water and all that stuff, I'm going to get those heated dog bowls, which I totally would have gotten before, but I never knew they had the metal, like a cage around the cord, because I just know that my dogs would chew the wire, and I can't like electrocute them. But I looked at my uncle's the other day, and it was a small cage. I still think, I don't know. But if I can like tape that up the railing and then to the light socket, then maybe. But I want to eliminate a lot of, like, I cannot enjoy a good snow day anymore. And I promise I'm going to stop, because cards like waiting and I'm just blah, blah, blah. I'm tired of going outside. I'm tired of freezing. I'm tired of, like, I have my snow shovel out, all the things. And I want, instead of a 10 by 10 tent, which is just a makeshift whatever, I want to build something permanent out there for the back dogs. I think they're at the point they need it now. And just a covering or like a carport looking attachment thing. I don't know what. Over theirs. Get those doors on for the front, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't know, just I've got a little list now, and I will be checking it off and taking care of things, because I'm done with this. I'm done with winter. I'm sick of snow. I've been freezing now for like 4 days and just doing stuff so much outside in prep for this. And I've been out with the front steps got icy because I didn't have cover for that one, right? Because when my aunt and uncle brought their tent thing down, I didn't finish that story. It didn't have these little push things to, like, when you push it up, it like pops in place. Well, then my uncle suddenly remembers, oh yeah, that's right, those were broken the last time we went to the beach. What? So that's completely useless. So he's like, oh yeah, you just throw it away. So we've thrown the tent thing away, and but I will go buy a tent, another tent. And like if I just had a little bit more time, another day or so, and I'd realized that, I would have gotten the propane thing. I'd have got my own second tent, just different things. But with work and all that and trying to plan and whatever, and then Dad doesn't ever see this as any sort of, not emergency, but important, because he's got to go to church. He's got to do those things, you know. And I don't know. It's just exhausting sometimes with me planning or me doing it. So I'm going to take care of it so I don't have to do all those things anymore. And we will make sure we've got gas and then go from there. I feel like that's most important. Um, but eliminate a lot of that stuff. And the dogs will be stepping on ice and going down steps, because Copper, he runs out like a crazy dog. Like the back two are just trying to waddle down the steps, and Copper is flying out after whatever car that's going by or whatever and runs it at the fence. So, yeah, just taking care of things. But anyway, I'm going to stop complaining for now, and thank you for watching this complain-filled card, and I hope you guys are weathering the storm very well, and I will weather the next one way, way better. So I will talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow for a Mental Health Monday card, if I still have power. I might get to do it tonight, because things finally, though, after all this craziness, and preps and whatever, has calmed down now, and I do feel more at peace tonight with everything. Everything kind of is caught up and done, and everything's as planned for as I can get it. I wish I could do a little better, but that's just the way it is for now. So, but we'll get through it. Hopefully spring is around the corner, and we'll get down to business. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching. And feel free to complain at me anytime you want. And I promise I will listen to you ramble just like you guys have listened to me ramble. So, all right. Love you guys. Bye.